baskets. Oh, you be leaving. That's not fun. Okay. Luckily, that wasn't the bad knee, but I stretch out the bad knee and it's feeling okie day. So, hey, it's Cam. Started off the video with a great one. I apologize for not showing my... Also, I changed out the racket vibration dampener. Feel bad for not showing them off last video, but I was distracted by a better find of the day, something a little more exciting, and that was a second pen, which can write small enough for me to do all this on my paper. So now I can go blue and black. Super exciting, and I know what to look for at the store next time. So here, anyway, we are on the second half of round 2. The first half just finished up, well, a little while ago. I was just having fun. This video is also not brought to you by ASICS yet, but it will be soon one day. I'm wearing their shirt. I think I was wearing the shirt in the other video. I don't know. It was the closest shirt again today, and it was clean. So get out of here. We have just a pretty quick day. A lot of easy ones. I didn't get a ton wrong. Just kidding. I got a ton wrong. So first we have Novak Djokovic took out the Swedish Emir. I think it's Mikael. I know there's an Elias, but I can't remember the one he actually played. It was pretty quick, nice and easy, and he gets to face Berrettini, who took out Delian. And honestly, I don't think Djokovic will see too much of an issue. He might lose a set, maybe, but he played really well against Emir and played him pretty calculated. So I don't see there being much of an issue, but it could happen. You never know. Berrettini did play strong against Delian. Then Garin, one of the lucky losers, took out Cameron Norrie. Sorry, Cam. I had him to win. Too bad. He gets to play against Tennis Sandgren. Fun name. And he took out Thomas Hurkacz, or something Hurkacz. I don't know his first name. Tennis Sandgren, I said, was the best chance for the U.S. to win the French Open, just because after this, if Djokovic, I think that he's played Djokovic before. I don't think he's upset him, but he's at least played him, so he might have the fire in his belly enough to win. If he gets through Garin, Galan's ranked 153, Sandgren's 47. Pretty big gap in there, so he has a good shot. I have Sandgren to win. Berrettini is ranked 66. I didn't say that. Shouldn't matter, though. Then you have something Garin. He's Chilean. Took out Kohlschreiber, which is a tough match. Kohlschreiber is a really sneaky singles player, really challenging. I don't know how to describe him. Experienced. He's a veteran. It's like a Swiss Army knife. There you go. Excusez-moi. But Garin beat him. He's ranked 20th, and he gets to face something Polmans, who is an Australian, who took out Ugo Humbert. I think his name's Ugo. Polmans is the other lucky loser, also ranked 122, so a huge gap between him and Garin, whatever. I think Garin's going to take it, even though he's not much of a clay player, apparently. I think Kohlschreiber was his first win. But he seems like a strong player either way. Vesely against Khachanov is going to be a big match. Those were both pretty easy picks. Vesely took out a qualifier in Brody, and Khachanov took out Majorchak, who's this lowly ranked. I didn't write his down because it was a pretty quick match. 7-6, 6-3, 6-3 for Khachanov. Vesely is ranked 68, Khachanov 15. So it'll be a close one. Could be a tough, maybe 5 sets, but I think it'll be 4 sets for Khachanov. Could be 3 even if he pulls out the same game he played against Majorchak. Then Bautista Agut took out Richard Gasquet in the first round. That was a tough first round match. But Gasquet's coming back from, I think, a wrist injury, maybe back. Can't quite remember that. Coming back and did not do so hot. 7-6, 6-3, 6-2, sorry, 6-1 against Bautista Agut, ranked number 10, and gets to play against Basilashvili, who took out Uchiyama. Yoshihito Uchiyama, I think is his name, Yoshihito. In straight sets. So it could be a tight match, maybe 4 sets, but Bautista Agut plays really well on clay. He's a patient player, and I think he has one-handed backhand. I'm thinking of the right guy. So it should be pretty quick, easy match for Bautista Agut. Nothing too challenging. Then Guido Pella took out Caruso, my guy. I was pretty upset about this one. Pella is ranked 37, gets to play against Carreño Busta, who didn't have much of a challenge in his first round against Millman, which I was a little surprised by. Millman's a tough middle player, but Carreño Busta blew past him in 3 sets. So I see Carreño Busta maybe stumbling in 4 sets, but should be a win for Carreño Busta. Then you have Jan-Lennard Struff going up against the other German Altmaier. No idea who his name is. But Struff took out Tiafoe pretty easily. 5 sets, sorry. And Altmaier took out Feliciano Lopez, an experienced Spaniard, in 3 sets. So, could be interesting. Could be a tight 5-set match, but I think Struff should pull ahead. Just because, I mean, Tiafoe's a more up-to-date tour player, slightly, compared to Feliciano Lopez. Lopez is, I don't think he's recovering from anything. I think he just has dropped steadily over the years because he doesn't play a bunch of tours. Then you have the South African Harris. I think there's an M somewhere in there mentioned it. So I don't know, whatever. Lloyd Harris is ranked 90th. Took out Papiron, who I debated between the two of them, but I chose Papiron. Smart job, Cam. And he gets to go up against Berrettini. So it's not going to be a very good day for Harris one way or another. I think Berrettini should take that in straight sets just because he looks strong against Pospisil. I don't have the score written there because it was a small... There's, where the holes get punched in a piece of paper in a notebook? Yeah, that's where these names are written. So, bummer there. But I think Berrettini should be fine. Pospisil's surprisingly good at singles right now, just based on his U.S. Open. Maybe not so great at clay. It is a pretty different surface. I'm not sure if I've said that. So potentially Berrettini might not be warmed up enough for Harris, but Harris didn't have a huge match in Papiron, so it's a very different level of play. So I got Berrettini taking that. Then here's a big upset. This is where Garbanzo Beans met a big old trash can and turned into me. Because Martin Fucsovics took out Daniil Medvedev in 4 sets. 6-2, or 6-1 in the last set, which is nuts. He took the opening 2, then lost 6-2, and then won 6-1 against Medvedev, ranked 4th. And Medvedev hits really hard. He's a hard-hitting player. He moves well. He may have been a little beaten up from the U.S. Open, but I think he played and was eliminated early from Hamburg, I think. So maybe just not a clay player. Maybe I misread that a bit, but still surprising to see him go out in the first round. Fucsovics a good player, though. So he's going up against Ramos Vignolas, who took out Adrian Mannarino, who almost did it again. Ramos Vignolas did well. I mean, Mannarino's a solid player, but he didn't get any aces. The first, and I think only player so far to win a match without getting any aces. There have been players who played a full match and didn't get aces, but they have not won. So it's pretty surprising to see that at this level, especially going against Mannarino, I think Mannarino had 2 or 3. So to be aced and not return that in any way, and I mean to still win, is pretty crazy. Did he win it in 4? He won it in 3, and he bageled him. So he might not need the serve, might not be too much of an issue for him, but going against someone like Fucsovics, who's a big, tall, I think he was a serve and volleyer for a while at the beginning of his career. I could be wrong. I haven't watched Fucsovics in a while, but it's going to be an interesting match. Fucsovics is 63, and Ramos Vignolas is ranked 44. So going to be tight, going to be close, but I think Fucsovics is going to take that one. Then we move into 2 upsets. Although I think those are both upsets for me anyway. So the whole first half of this draw I got wrong. Good job. Then it was this quarter bracket, whatever. You understand what I'm saying. Hollis lost to Giron, and then Basilashvili, ranked 31, lost to Monteiro, Brazilian. Giron, I don't know why I said his name French. I think he's American. Ranked 96, going against an 84 Monteiro. That's going to be a tight match. I think Monteiro's the favorite, and I debated between the two, but this is Giron's second match on clay. This might be the one I was mistaking Garin with, but it's one of their second matches on clay. I think it's Giron because I swapped it. That makes more sense. Yeah, so Giron's second match on clay. I just going against Monteiro, who's done it before. He's ranked a little bit higher. I think that might give him a bit of an edge. Although when you get down near 100, they're all around the same level anyway, so it's not a huge edge. This might just be the clay advantage going into it. You never know. So I got it going to Monteiro, but this could be a really tight match, maybe 4 or 5 sets. Then you get down to Lajovic. Took out Major. Pretty easy. He's ranked 22, that Lajovic is. Then Kevin Anderson took out Jerry, I'm not sure. On Google, it's a D with a line through the middle of the vertical line, so whatever that pronunciation of a letter is, E-R-E. And Anderson is only ranked 118, so he's not favored anyway over Lajovic. The only reason I might give Anderson, the win would be if Lajovic isn't used to a name like that, because he probably grew up watching Anderson play. Anderson's an older tour player, and so maybe the name might freak him out a bit, but he played against like Tsitsipas, a lot of young up-and-coming players. Medvedev, I think he beat Medvedev. He beat one of the, like a Carreño Busta, one of the younger players coming through, so I don't think he's going to have too much of an issue. But Anderson did have a really solid 3-set match against Jerry, whatever. So, could be close, but I got Lajovic taking it. We get down to Davidovich Fokina, took out Mayotte. I rolled Mayotte, ranked 409 wild card. I think Davidovich Fokina is also wild card, not too sure, but he's ranked 70th. Andrei Rublev is his opponent, ranked 13. And he took out Sam Querrey in 5 sets, which is pretty crazy when you take that at a glance. But that's also a first round match, I guess, is what I should have added to the at a glance part. But you also got to think Sam Querrey is a big serving player, so if he's able to get his service going, he's really hard to beat. He's like an Isner, or he's up around that level, at least. But he moves a little bit better. So it was really solid watching Rublev. I didn't get to see any of the match. I shouldn't say watching, but I checked the stats on it, and Rublev matched the serve well. I think it was 22 to 20 aces, somewhere around that at least, in Querrey's favor, but Rublev isn't a huge server. He's more of a spot server, so that must mean he was hitting spots well. He had a lot of return points won in his favor compared to Querrey, who doesn't really return too well. He depends more on his service game. So seeing Rublev take that approach against Querrey and kind of waited him out and took him in the later stages of the match shows that Rublev's playing pretty smart. I don't think he'll be too worried with Davidovich Fokina. The only thing is Davidovich Fokina did make a pretty big run at the U.S. Open, so he might just still be in that workhorse mode where he's just going to grind through and turn another upset. I just don't think he will. I think Rublev's got it. Denis Shapovalov is playing against Carballes Baena. Shapovalov took out Gilles Simon in a tough first-round match, but he took him in 4 sets, so really not too bad. It did get a little scary in the second and third. They were both 7-5, 5-7, respectively, for Shapovalov. But after that, Shapovalov, I think he broke Gilles pretty early in the 4th set and just kind of stayed above it, consolidated, and held through. And it was pretty easy from there on, which is good because Carballes Baena played Stevie Johnson and won 6-1, 6-1, 6-love. And just to have that going into a second round, like that kind of confidence, and his legs are going to be nice and rested because he didn't play that much, could be interesting. Might be able to bring a little bit of competition for Shapovalov, but I don't think it'll be enough to turn the whole match. So I got Shapovalov taking it, but there's a little bit of an asterisk, maybe a 5-set match there. Then you have João Sousa lost to Martin, not sure what his first name, was ranked 102, and he gets to face Grigor Dimitrov, who took out something Barrere. Didn't write down their first name either. Sorry, Barrere. But it was straight sets, 3-2-2 for Dimitrov, and Martin took out Sousa 7-5, 6-1, 6-2. So this could be a little powerhouse match. There is a big drop in the rank and experience level. Martin is 102, and he faced 77 in João Sousa. And he's going against Dimitrov, who's ranked 18th, who Barrere is lowly ranked. I think he was around 100, maybe 90s. Didn't rate that part. But it's still going to be a tighter match one way or another, just because second round, these players have already seen a little bit of the clay, a little bit of the experience, and I think the weather's better over there, so hopefully they should have a tight match, good conditions for it as well. Milojevic took out Krajinovic, ranked 26th. Milojevic is a qualifier and ranked 144. Gets to play against Badene, Alhej Badene. There's a way to pronounce his name. That was not it. Badene is ranked 56th. Took out Renderneck, a lucky loser. It was 5 sets, and so I don't think Badene is going to be... It seems like he's on shaky ground already, and to go against someone who took out a seeded player already, or seeded 26 ranked, I guess. It's a different challenge, a little daunting, and I don't think Badene's quite up for it, just based on his first round match. He's going to have to bring a very different game. That brings us down to the final match of the day, and that is Pablo Cuevas, who took out Laxonen in 4 easy sets. I say easy just because it was seemed like once he lost a break in the first set, he just kind of gave it up, and then won the next sets pretty easily, sets. But Pablo Cuevas is ranked 60th, goes against Stefanos Tsitsipas, who played a 5-set long match against Munar, Spaniard, who is a young player and definitely had some... He had some good shots. I wouldn't say that he had weapons to work with, but he had the versatility to create a shot from both sides. I wouldn't really say that they're the hardest. Like his backhand was incredible and he could set a shot up, but he was able to set shots up for both sides. So he's a smart player at least, but Tsitsipas was also making mistakes, so I think the next round is going to be a wake-up call. Cuevas is a really talented clay player, and Tsitsipas is as well, but he's still young, so there could be a lot of mistakes. It could be, I think Cuevas, this is his round to make a run for it, because then he's going to go against either Badene 56 or Milojevic 144, and then he hits, the next highest would be a Shapovalov or Dimitrov. He has a really good shot of at least making it to quarters. And, with that kind of confidence, that could carry you right into a semi. So, this could be good for Cuevas, but at the same time, Tsitsipas still has that experience edge that could pull him through if he keeps level head. So that is the second half of the second round. We are going to hopefully have better information, because I can have so much more space. Actually, I know I will for the next one. I'm going to shoot that video tonight, just because I have so much ability now with 2 pens and more paper space with less names. So, good luck, players. I don't think there's anything too exciting that I'm missing. I talked about that, the pens. I'm going to change shirts so that you don't think I'm disgusting. Or, I don't know, maybe I'll just take a shower or whatever cleans me off better. Hat, pens. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? No, we got both of those. Well, best of days to everybody. And fucking, I don't know. The whole video without swearing.